I'm glad to see you. And I hope you're ready to explore. And same as when Lizzie is here, and in every class, the teacher is just the tour guide. Your practice is your practice. I will have lots of suggestions, and you get to explore your own physical being and your own practice in your own way. So I'm going to switch my video over to my mat. And I'm going to invite you to come to your mat, and we're going to start on our backs. So start with your feet, the bottoms of your feet together, and just lay down with those feet touching, a reclined Baddha Konasana. And we'll just begin to arrive here on the mat. Take your hands and place them on your sternum. Feel the weight of the hands and breathe. And let your body be supported. And then move your hands to your belly and feel again the weight of the hands, allowing the hips to begin to open, but just breathe and arrive. Tapping into your intention for coming to your mat today. And then go ahead and roll to one side and press up to a seated position. And we're going to be doing a lot of work with hips today, with opening, with being open. This goes with the teaching for today. Rock back and forth, waking up the hips. Oh, I see I'm having some freezing problems. Um, if my camera freezes, just keep on with your practice. Keep breathing. And now take your forearms underneath your knees. So your knees are going to come up a little bit and you're going to scoop under. And the forearms are going to be pressing up and the knees are going to be pressing down. So the forearms and the knees are pressing against each other. And you can place your hands down, lean your upper body forward, and press your hips down and back. Again, just waking up the hips. And inhale, take the hands back, raise the legs up into a half boat pose, bring up the hands, and then shift cross-legged with the left foot in front, crawl the fingers forward, shift back and forth, waking up the hips. Take the forearms under the knees. You can place your hands down, pressing the knees into the hands, or the forearms into the knees, and press your hips down and back. Breathing. And then take your hands behind you, lift the legs, half boat pose again, and come with the right shin in front. Place the right hand down. Take your left arm up and lengthen all along the side from the hip, all through the side, all the way up to the fingers. As long as you can get that side, and then begin to take it over to the right, keeping that left hip pushed down into the ground and just going for length. I don't care how far over, but just going for length. Opening up the side body. This is actually opening up the shoulders a little bit, waking it up. And exhale down. Take the right arm on up. Lengthen that whole side. Lengthen and then start to take it over, keeping the hip connected to the ground. I think Rachel put in the chat that the props today are 2 blocks. So if you don't have them, go ahead and wait a second. It'll be time for you to go ahead and get them. And exhale that down. And then we'll take a twist to the right. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale and twist. Not the deepest twist ever, but just waking it up. Inhale and come back to center and over to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Waking it up. This time, inhale the arms up. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And inhale back to center. Oh, I've already changed my plan a little bit. Let's go ahead and lie back down. And lengthen the left leg along the floor. Take the right leg perpendicular. I'm going to move out a little bit so I have some more room. And we're going to take your arms wherever is comfortable. Engage the belly and allow that right leg to open up to the side, wherever it goes, however far it goes. And then take it down and around towards the left leg. And then start to bend the knee and bring that foot up the side of the leg. And then kind of like a lotus pose, but just let that knee open up wherever it lands. It doesn't have to be anywhere in particular, but just let it open up. And then slide it down the leg and take the leg back out. Bring it up and then turn over, not all the way, but so it's not going to go to the ground, but just so we get some stretch to the outside of the hip there. And inhale up. We'll do it one more time. Exhale it out to the side and circle it down and over. Your foot goes to the outside of the leg. And then let that hip open. Inhale up. Take it down. Circle it out. So the hips are staying still, but we're stirring the bone in the hip as we are moving here. And then take your foot to the ground, stretch that foot out, and bring the left leg up, straight up. And the foot can be flexed or pointed, your choice. You might play around with it, see which is most effective for you. And then slowly exhale the leg out to the left. Hips are staying stable, and we're moving that bone, circle it down, taking the foot to the outside of the leg, sliding it up, and opening the knee. Let it open wherever it is, and bring it back up, sliding it down, taking it out to the side, bring it back up. And one more time, out to the side. Try not to hit any desks that are in your way. Take the foot to the outside of the leg, slide it up, and let the hip open, and then slide it back down. Just moving that hip, that femur bone in the hip socket, and take it down. And go ahead and come back to that Baddha Konasana, so the soles of the feet together, and wherever it felt good to place your hands, either on the belly or on the sternum, and you can just rest there. And I'll bring in a little bit of Torah before we continue with the rest of the practice. If you prefer to move, if there's some movement that you would care to do right now, go ahead and do that. So we're in Parshat Devarim. We're the beginning of Deuteronomy. And I'm going to pull out one line from this Parsha for our practice today, one verse. But the story begins, this is beginning just as the Israelites who are encamped on the plains of Moab, they're standing poised finally to enter the promised land. This has been a long story, and Moses is here retelling it. This entry into Canaan this is what we've been waiting for and working for, and all of the story that has been going towards this. The fulfillment of this promise that came to our ancestors in Genesis, between Abraham and God in Genesis, the fulfillment has been delayed by being enslaved in Egypt for hundreds of years, and then wandering in the wilderness after the story of the spies, where an 11-day journey gets extended to 38 years, 40 years. And now we're on the eve of Moses' death and the nation's entry into the land without him. So, new leader. And the verse I wanted to bring out is in the second chapter, where it says, "Indeed, your God has blessed you in all your undertakings, all the work of your hands. God knows you're walking through this great wilderness. Your God has been with you these past 40 years. You lacked nothing." And this is what I'm hoping to bring into our practice. This idea of when we are in the wilderness, first off, to notice when we're in the wilderness. What is the wilderness? The unknown, the place without signposts, maybe a place of confusion, or just a place of not knowing when I really want to know what's going to happen next. Maybe I'm a little bit reactive. Maybe I'm a little afraid. Maybe I'm a lot afraid. What's going to happen next? That's the wilderness. And it started with it. God has blessed you in all your undertakings, all the work of your hands. It means we have what to work with. Whether we've been aware of it or not, we have some blessing. We have had the blessing, whatever, for those of you who can hear me, all the things that needed to come together for you to be here have happened. We have what to work with. We have some strength, some ability to move, some ability to stretch, some ability to connect mind and body. And then it says, God knows you're walking through the wilderness. For God, your God has been with you these past 40 years. The idea of how different is an experience where you know somebody sees what you're going through. When we've been on a trip, how sweet is it to tell somebody what's happened, and they're listening, and they care. Or even when you're going through something with somebody, you still want to talk about it. You check in with each other. That's It's just so precious, and how that changes your own experience to know that. And then finally, it says, "You have lacked nothing over all of this." So sometimes we don't even know what we have. We don't even know what we have. It may be right here. We might surprise ourselves. And I invite us to bring that awareness that every moment we might be a little bit in the wilderness, but also every moment we have what to work with. We have some blessing and we're not alone. So that's my invitation to bring to your practice today. To invite you to come up to standing. We're going to start with a flow here. I'm going to move my mat out just a little bit. You start at the top of the mat and inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. And if you like, have blocks. And inhale, come to flat back. Exhale, place your hands on your blocks or on the floor and take the right foot back into a low lunge. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, place that left hand on your knee. So I have it right on the knee, pressing down with both hands. Exhale and twist the upper body, pressing down with both hands. Exhale, bring that back knee down. Press the back knee down, raise, inhale, the arms up. Exhale, the hands down. Bring that knee back. Curl the toes, both hands press into the ground. They press down and forward. Hips come up and back. And we come to our first downward facing dog of the day. You might want to pedal out the heels a little bit. And exhale the knees down. Bring that right knee forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Either hands on blocks or on the floor. Curl that back toe under. Come into a long lunge. Inhale, lengthen from tip of the head to the heel. Place the right hand on your knee. Inhale. Exhale and turn towards that bent knee. Lengthening. And then face down and bring the back leg to meet the front. Inhale all the way up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale halfway up and lengthen. Exhale down, and this time the left leg goes back, and again you can be on blocks. Inhale, lengthen. Place the right hand on the knee, and then exhale and twist. And then bring the back knee down. Inhale up. Exhale the hands down. Bring both knees back. Press the hands down. Curl the toes under. Press the hands down and forward. Hips come up and back. And press the hips up as far as you can. The hip points, the front hip points, go towards the top of the front leg, lengthening the back as much as you can. And then coming back down, bring that left knee forward, bring the back knee up, press your hand onto your knee. Both hands are pressing on something. Inhale and exhale, twist. Inhale, bring the back knee down, arms up. Exhale down. Back foot meets the front foot, and inhale, back to standing. Okay, we're going to do that again. And just notice, now that we've done it once, that first time, you were a little bit in the wilderness. You didn't know what I was going to do next. Now you know what I'm going to do next. And you know, we're all here with you. So let's try it again with that awareness. Inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, take the right leg back, hand on the knee. Inhale, lengthen in the lunge. Exhale, twist. And exhale, the knee down. Inhale, the hands up. Exhale, hands down. Bring both knees back. Curl the toes, press the hands down, come on up to downward facing dog. And if it's in your practice, feel free to lift the leg and open the hip, or you can just keep feet on the ground. And now you can come to the knees, or if it is in your practice, you can just bring this right foot forward into a lunge. I'm going to bring my knees down, bring that right foot forward, come up into a lunge. Place my hand on the knee, inhale, lengthen, exhale and twist. And if you like, you can bring the arm up or just keep it there on the knee. Bring the knee down, inhale, rise up. And when you're here with the arms up, press that back shin down into the floor. Make it really engaged. And exhale down. Bring the back foot to meet the front foot. Inhale up. Hands to heart center, the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. Lift and lengthen. Exhale down. Take the left foot back. Bring the right foot on. Press both hands down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Back knee down. Inhale up. Press that back shin down. Exhale the arms down. Bring the knee back. Curl the toes and push up into downward facing dog. Pressing the hands forward and down, making your back as long as possible. This is kind of the point, a nice long back. And bring the knees down. Bring that left knee forward, back knee up, hand on the knee. Press both hands down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and twist. And place the back knee down. Press that shin down. Inhale up. Exhale the hands down. Back foot meets the front foot. Inhale up. Hands to heart center. And come on down now for a little more hip work with a 90-90 sit. So I want to get on the ground sitting with the shins parallel. So if you're familiar with goddess pose, this is like goddess pose right here on the ground. But my thighs are out, but my shins are parallel to each other. And I'm going to take my hands and turn towards the right. And what I end up with is a 90-degree angle in both knees. And you might want to lean over this knee, but it really doesn't do a lot. It doesn't do much. Rather, we're going to take the left hand and connect it to the bottom of the right foot. Take the right hand and walk out over this foot. So we had pressed this, our shins down in the back. Press the side of the shin down, press it down, press the hand to the foot, and lean forward any amount, pressing the hips down and back. and then come on up, and then just come back to that parallel shins and come over to the other side, 90, 90. Take the right hand, press it against the left foot. Take your other hand and come across. So we're pressing hand to foot and bringing the body, that upper body, towards the foot, pressing this back shin down. And come on back. And now with the hands up, just letting the hips do the motion themselves. Take it back over to the first side, hand on the foot, other hand comes forward. Press the hips down and back. And crawl back up. And let the hips do the moving to the other side to the best of your ability. Hand to the foot, reaching forward and bringing the upper body over that front foot or wherever it's going to go today. And come back. And we're going to come back to standing. And we're going to add to that flow, the flow that we did, we'll do something, it's similar, similar but different. Okay, are you in the wilderness yet? You have no idea what I'm going to do next? Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to the hips. We're going to step back with the right foot, keeping your shin vertical. And that's going to be the key for everything we're doing in the next few minutes. Keeping that shin vertical. Now you take your foot back as far as is comfortable, but still a little challenging. Okay? So I could be here, not so challenging. I could be way here, maybe too challenging, but find that spot. So step forward again and try that step back. Where are you going to be in the wilderness? Where's a good place for you to be in the wilderness? And then turn your back foot to be parallel with the short side of the mat, keeping that front foot, front shin vertical. Take your hips and move them away from the front leg and even out the pelvis. These are the basics for Warrior Two. Vertical shin, hips move away and stay balanced, even. You can take your arms out to the side if you like. And then let's take that left arm, forearm on the left thigh. And you can keep your hand here for side angle. If it's in your practice, you can stretch it out. You can bind whatever's in your practice and breathe. And now we're going to turn the upper body towards, so we're turning our hips towards that front leg and coming up on that back toe ball mound. And inhale the arms up. And notice, is that front shin still vertical? And if you need to stretch it out and come back into it, that's fine. And bring your hands together to heart center. Hinge your body forward. And just with the muscles of the sides of the body, do a little twist. So you don't have to use any leveraging. And then take your hands down. And again, you can use your blocks if you like. I would put them halfway. Bring that back foot up. And then begin to raise it for a standing split. So let your head come down. Upside down is truly in the wilderness. And then reach back. Bring your hands down. Bring your back foot to meet. And press into downward facing dog. And then bring your right foot. Well, you can do it two ways. If you'd like to, you can just bring your right foot forward into crescent, or you can drop the knees, bring that right foot forward, press up, and then hinge the body up. Inhale, up. And again, vertical front shin. Hands to heart center. Hinge the body forward and twist towards that bent leg. And exhale. And then drop the back heel, open up to the side angle on the other side, hand on hip or up, your choice. And then windmill the arms up to warrior two on the other side. Shin is vertical, hips are moving away from that front leg, and the hips are balanced, they're even. And now straighten that front leg, both feet facing the same direction. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. Into a star. Inhale, exhale, and place the hands on the heart and breathe. And take the hands to the belly and breathe. And just check in, settle, noticing wilderness and confusion, and also noticing blessing and what you have. And noticing that you're not alone. Okay, we're going to go through that one more time. So step to the front of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Step back into the wilderness as far as makes sense for you today. Bend that front knee so that shin is vertical. Turn the back foot to be parallel with the short side of the mat. Take the hips, move them away from that front leg, and then let them be even. Inhale the arms out. If you like, you can cross the arms. You can even do a little Garudasana arms. And then take your left hand to the thigh for side angle and do whichever side angle is available to you. Just hand on the hip, hand long, or take your other hand down and hand open. Your choice. And then turn the upper body towards the bent leg and come up on the back toe, back ball of the foot. Inhale up into crescent, hands to heart center, hinge forward and twist toward that bent leg. Untwist and bring your hands to blocks. Shift your weight forward, bring that back leg up into a standing split. Bring the back leg down. And you can go straight, find your way to a downward dog, or you can bring that back knee down, front knee to meet the back knee, curl the toes, inhale, up, exhale, long. And bring the knees down, right knee forward, right foot forward, come on up, press up into crescent on this side, inhale, hands to heart center, hinge forward, and twist. And then come windmill the arms, take the right hand on the right or right front forearm on the right thigh, side angle, whichever one you want. hands down, or just arm overhead, or just here, hand on the hips. And then windmill the arms up into warrior two, hand on the hips, straighten that knee, feet facing forward, inhale up, bring the hands to the heart center and hands to the belly. And we'll go straight to the other side. So take that left leg, left foot, face it parallel to the long side of the mat, and bend that knee to get to a straight shin. Hips move away from that front leg. Warrior two on the other side with the left leg forward. Left forearm on left thigh, hand on the hip, your choice, or long. And then turn the upper body, come up on the back toe, inhale up, crescent, hands to heart center, hinge the upper body forward, inhale, exhale, and twist. And then bring the hands down, come on up to standing splits. Bring the back foot down, bring the knee down, knee meets knee, curl the toes under, and press back into downward facing dog. And check in. Breathe. Lengthen the back as long as you can. And bring the knees down. Bring the left foot forward. And right knee up, coming back up into crescent. Hinge forward. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And then face forward. Place the left forearm on the thigh. Turn the back foot and come back to side angle. Hand on hip or hand up. And then arms come up into warrior two on this side. I'm going to turn around because I keep coming. And then come up into star. And breathe. Bring your hands to your heart center. And breathe. Just check in. Hands to the belly. And breathe. And come on back down to your mat. Find your way down to the same pose where we started, reclining on the floor, both feet, bottoms of the feet touching. And if you like, if you still have your blocks handy, if you want, you can put your blocks outside of the thighs, or you can just let that open. You can place the hands on the sternum, heart center, or on the belly, or just to the side of your body. And check in. Check in with familiar and unfamiliar sensation. What is known and unknown? What is new? What is opened? What is closed? Indeed, your God has blessed you in all your undertakings, all the work of your hands. and your feet and your hips and your shins and your side body. God knows you're walking through this great wilderness. Your God has been with you these past 40 years. You have lacked nothing. Bringing awareness back to the body. Bring your knees together and roll to one side and breathe there. And then make your way up to seating. Inhale up, hands to heart center. Be'orcha nir'eh or. In your light, I see light. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm going to move over to the desk now for conversation and questions.